This week, I have learned a lot about finding the forest through the trees, about what happens when you're forced to slow down and you finally start noticing the quiet things that have been trying to speak all along. In the Pacific Northwest and in each and every one of our bodies, you don't really have a choice. Life slows you down to listen at times, whether you want it to or not. And in that stillness, something took shape. These paintings aren't just landscapes, they're what I learned when I finally stopped to listen. And I'd like to show you the process of creating them. I thought, what better way to kick off this video than from in one of my favorite places. BC is just this beautiful all the time, but especially this time of year. It's incredible. I am in between a couple things. This week I have been on a heavy dose of antibiotics that feels like it's taken me out at the knees. That's been something that has forcibly allowed me to slow down. Another big thing that happened this week, which was hitting 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all of you who have been here. The early days of YouTube are a little bit of a scattywampus adventure, and I feel as though those of you who are here from the start get to see it all. You get to see creators come into themselves and relax and learn what kind of vision and voice they want to bring into this world. On the other side of this week, I have a massive install for an entire cottage on Vancouver Island that I am really excited to create an entire episode around. So that's coming down the pipe. But until then, just learning about myself and what it actually looks like to slow down. I think the unexpected thing that I've gained in this short season of coming on this channel is realizing the permanence of what you can put out into the world and what it means, not to everyone else, but more to me. I feel as though if nobody ever watched this but my daughters, that has come to mind recently, and what kind of things I want to say today that they would appreciate years down the road. Less of information type videos and more of just capturing the moment we're in and things that I'm learning, because as a mom, I always focus on all of their firsts, and I kind of tend to forget that I too am 36 for the first time and raising 2 kids for the first time and celebrating that season by just capturing it exactly as it is. What a gift that actually has become. What I would give to have a visual documentation of what my mom went through when she was launching her first business and I was young at her ankles. I would give anything to hear stories about that time in her life and to build that for my girls. What a cool thing to be able to do. And the other sort of insight that I've gained this week that bridges off of that creative confidence that building this channel and realizing why I'm doing it has given me is just bolstered the ability to share my art in a new way. I've done plenty of art galleries and lots of different types of shops have housed my work over the years. I sell it online, but never actually documented the process or what it means to me to paint and capture the things that inspire and motivate me in the way that I do with canvas and a brush and just my heart and my hand working together. I always had this idea that art had to be perfect, and if it wasn't, then I couldn't be proud of it and I couldn't share it in ways that would really allow it to carry. And what I've realized is that it's okay to just be. Is that an owl? Oh my god, it's a heron. That was very cool. I've never seen a heron in the middle of the woods. Usually they're at the ocean, not in swamps, but I could see with all the frogs why they would be here. That's beautiful. Without further ado, I'm going to share a new collection that I've just been working on. It is all about woodsy, misty trees here on the west coast of British Columbia in the Pacific Northwest. So if that resonates with you, if you love the trees as much as I do, pop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you fall in love with a piece you see, everything is available through my website. So just give me a shout through there. There's something about painting trees that feels like coming home, not because I've memorized the shapes or the way the light lands through the branches, but because every brushstroke is a breath, a pause, a remembering. I've been painting since before I even had words for the things I was feeling. Acrylics and brushes were my language before I knew how to tell stories out loud. They continue to be to this day as I learn even further. And for as long as I can remember, forests have been a part of that story, especially these forests. Wet with fog, draped in moss, heavy with stillness. The kind of quiet that holds you like a truth you didn't know you needed. I grew up painting. I started selling my work in my teens, on sidewalks, in my mother's shop, in little local galleries, and at pop-ups in Vancouver. Back when I didn't know the word career, but I knew what it felt like to chase a feeling, to mix color until it matched something inside me, and then to hand it off to someone else who saw it too. And then life happened. A career in design, a move across the Georgia Strait, 2 babies, 1 business, and a season where my creative bandwidth was stretched to its edges. Painting went quiet for a little while. Not gone, just waiting, kind of like the forest in winter. But lately I've been finding my way back, not just to painting, but to myself, to the rhythm that comes from moving slowly, from being in nature more than I am online, from letting my creativity show up in imperfect and unfinished and still worthy ways. This new collection is my return to the canvas, to the coast, to the misty woods that raised me. It's inspired by the very trees I walk through daily here on Vancouver Island. Each piece is a conversation between stillness and motion, between fog and form, between who I've been and who I'm becoming. And maybe you see yourself in them too. Maybe you've stood on these same trails, boots damp from the rain, eyes scanning the endless layers of green and gray. Or maybe you haven't, but you want to feel what that stillness holds. These pieces aren't just art. They're atmosphere, designed not just to hang on a wall, but to hold a room, to shift the way a space feels when you walk into it, to invite calm, grounding breath, the way only the West Coast can. And that ties right into my work as a designer, because interior design isn't just about sofas and tile samples. It's about emotion, about how a room makes you feel, and art is often the soul of that story. It's the first thing your eyes land on and the last thing you feel before you leave. So yes, I design homes, but really, I help people reconnect to what they love, to who they are, and these paintings are a part of that mission. A slower, softer reminder of what it means to come back to myself, and hopefully, for you to come back to yourself. I want the people who hang these pieces to feel it, not to see a forest, but feel the mist, the hush, the sacred pause that only a real rugged landscape can offer. This coast has a pulse, and if you've been here, you know it. You know the way it pulls something deeper out of you. You don't just visit the Pacific Northwest, you carry it. And if you haven't been here yet, maybe this is your invitation. I hope these paintings stir something in you, a memory, a longing, maybe even a little courage, because I also hope truly that they don't just inspire you to decorate your home, I hope they inspire you to create. To pick up a brush, even if your lines are shaky, to try the thing you've been quietly craving, even if you're scared you're not good enough, whatever that may mean. Because the truth is, art doesn't owe us perfection, it asks for presence. And if you can show up with your whole heart, you're already halfway there. I spent years thinking I had to wait until things calmed down to paint again, until my kids were older, until the business felt stable, until life slowed down. But here's what I've learned. Life doesn't slow down. You do. You choose to. And that's what this collection represents. A choice to return, to create, to slow down and actually see the forest through the trees. If a piece speaks to you, you can find the full collection on my website. Each one is titled, signed, and ready to ship from right here on Vancouver Island. But even if you don't bring one home, I hope the feeling stays with you. I hope it nudges you towards your own creative return, even if it's messy, even if it's late, even if you've been away for a while. The forest waits, the canvas waits, and so does the part of you that's been longing to exhale. So paint something, build something, write the thing, bake the thing, film the thing, do it scared, do it slow, do it like it matters, because it does. Thank you for being here, for supporting this work, for seeing the story in every branch and every brushstroke. I will leave you with this. We don't make art to impress, we make art to remember that we're alive. If you would like to connect on a more personal day-to-day level, go over to Instagram at Paige Gray Studios. I would love to see you there. And until then, let's go watch this next video together.